Does hardware really even matter anymore? Or can we just get away with using software? Let's talk about it. My name is Blake Quinn, and I've been mixing music for close to a decade now. I started on software, and for several years now, I've been mixing on my hybrid setup. If you're on the fence on whether or not you want to buy a piece of gear or stay in the box, let me talk to you. You can compare the two in a lot of different ways. The main things that I care about is one, how does it sound? Two, how does it feel? And last but not least, how fast can I get from point A to point B? For me, I can get from point A to point B really fast with my hybrid setup. I've been working with my hybrid setup for a number of years now, but I tried mixing fully in the box pretty recently at my friend's studio, and I got the song to sound really good, but it just didn't feel really good. You know what I'm saying? It took me a lot longer to get to a finished mix, and it just felt like crap. That's probably the biggest factor that keeps me out of the box for most of my processing. The feel of the song is equally as important as how the song sounds. In my opinion, outboard gear can get you like 25 to 35% better sounding mixes. A lot of people talk about the warmth, the thickness, the width that analog gear can get you. And yes, I agree that analog can get you warmth, thickness, and width, but I can get that in the box. I can get my mixes to sound thick, warm, and wide with plugins, but cannot get my mixes to feel warm, thick, and wide. You know, you see where I'm going with this? Mixing is not only about how a song sounds. As engineers, we're being creative, but also technical at the same time. And a lot of my clients do not care why or how their song feels and sounds good. They're focused on making their music. They're not worried about all the technical details of, oh, I reversed the polarity of this one thing to phase cancel out this one thing so I can get brightness and without it being harsh or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Insert technical mix trick or whatever. No one cares. It's like, does it sound good and does it feel good? I've yet to use a plugin that feels the same as analog. Plugins are cheaper than analog gear though. We all know that. You don't have to worry about recall. Plugins have a ton more features than analog gear most of the time. It's like, okay, cool, they have features, but what are we trying to do here? We're trying to make the best possible product that we possibly can. If you put out music, that music is now immortalized forever. And for me, I want whatever I work on to sound and feel the best it possibly can. If you own 4 compressors, right, and just say you paid $225 for each compressor that you have over time, say over like 6 months or whatever, that you've purchased at least 4 products, 4 plugins for $225. If you would have saved that, you could buy an Audioscape 1176 for $900. It sounds like a lot. It's not a lot, you know what I'm saying? But in the grand scheme of audio, things can get really expensive. But the cool thing about hardware is, just say you stop using that 1176 that you bought off of Audioscape. What you can do is you can resell it for basically what you paid for and swap it out and get something that you want to try or something else that you find a lot more use in. You know what I'm saying? With plugins, you buy it, it's on your iLok cloud or whatever, and that's it. You can't resell it. You could probably sell like your whole iLok dongle with your account, but then you get rid of like Pro Tools or whatever you're using, and that's like if you're getting out of the game, I guess you could say. I personally think that software is really good to a certain point. I still believe hardware is not going anywhere. If you want the absolute best, no compromise for your music, hardware is the absolute way to go.